Ferrari looked great in Monza, even holding off Verstappen for full 15 laps, which is something that few teams have done in recent times. It definitely showed signs of hope for the Maranello team, but also showed something that while previously was ignored, now has to be looked in detail in the team's headquarters. So why were Ferrari the second best team in Monza, and can they build upon this in the future? Ferrari went all out during its home Grand Prix at Monza, adopting an aggressive strategy and optimizing both cars to perform at their best. The team hoped to challenge Red Bull, and even though the outcome appeared foreseeable by Saturday afternoon, Ferrari demonstrated resilience. Carlos Sainz's commendable performance, narrowly defeating Max Verstappen for pole position, provided fans with much to celebrate during a season that lacked such moments. Despite settling for third and fourth, Ferrari showed fierce competitiveness. Though losing to Red Bull might be perceived as a defeat, Ferrari's effort can be termed as a valiant one. They did not make it easy for Verstappen to clinch his 10th consecutive victory, pushing him to earn it. In a stark contrast to the previous weekend at the Dutch Grand Prix, where Sainz felt they had only the 6th fastest car, Ferrari showcased a substantial improvement at Monza. Many rival teams had predicted such a comeback, knowing that Monza would be more forgiving to Ferrari's weaknesses, allowing their strengths like straight-line speed and slow corner balance to shine. The strategic decisions to optimize straight-line speed made the car more challenging to handle in corners, demanding sheer confidence and skill from the drivers. However, this gamble played in their favor, especially considering Monza's nature, where overtaking is a challenge. In the race, Sainz managed to fend off Verstappen for longer than anticipated, demonstrating the Ferrari's unexpected pace. But the pressure from Verstappen eventually paid off, causing Sainz to falter, allowing the Red Bull to take the lead. Understanding the car's unique behavior on tracks with lower downforce, Ferrari had planned in advance, producing specific updates tailored for Monza. This decision wasn't purely based on sentiment. If Monza presented one of the best opportunities for a stellar result this season, it was logical to focus development efforts there. Unlike other teams that merely adjusted their wings, Ferrari brought in a custom design, aiming for even lower downforce. Meanwhile, Red Bull's approach with their wings aimed at balancing their speed while minimizing vulnerability to Ferrari's aggressive straights. Ferrari's performance at Monza isn't just about sheer speed in straights, but also about understanding its car dynamics in various scenarios. The key takeaway is that Ferrari has deciphered why their car performs the way it does, laying a promising foundation for the future. The prevailing challenge for all teams overshadowed by Red Bull's dominance in this rule cycle has been to discern two critical aspects: pinpointing what Red Bull is executing impeccably and identifying where they themselves are faltering. Ferrari, however, has made headway on this front. Their recent assertions indicate that they have insights into the latter. Their anticipated success and subsequent performance at Monza serve as a testament to this claim. Jock Clear from the Ferrari team expressed their meeting expectations at Monza was a positive sign. Unlike past instances this year when they faced discrepancies in their car's performance without plausible explanations, they now seem to have a comprehensive understanding of their car dynamics. Clear's emphasis on the team's deepening understanding hints at the transformation of their strategy from mere speculation or trial-and-error approaches to an informed decision-making process. Nevertheless, this newfound comprehension doesn't guarantee a universally stellar performance for Ferrari in all tracks from 2023. Although the car demonstrated competence in riding curbs, as witnessed at Monza, such skills might not be as advantageous in more intricate circuits like Singapore. They are cognizant of the potential challenges, expecting their performance to mirror the less favorable outcomes from Zandvoort rather than their recent success at Monza. However, Ferrari remains optimistic. They anticipate circuits where the emphasis isn't on high downforce, presenting opportunities for them to shine. While rivaling Red Bull's supremacy, as observed in Monza, might be a tall order, they are poised to compete fiercely for the second-best spot as the season progresses. The most interesting part of the race happened towards the end, where we saw a fierce battle between the two Ferrari drivers. On lap 47 of 51, the pair began to trade blows as Leclerc gained DRS to attempt an overtake into turn 1, but the Monegasque locked up to allow Sainz to recover the position. This set the tone for their contest, with both drivers struggling to manage their Pirellis before Sainz eventually kept hold of third by a narrow 0.184 seconds to secure a Ferrari home podium. Despite losing out at the flag, Leclerc said he relished a battle that was reminiscent of his days in karting, and added that he thought racing should be like this all of the time. He told Sky Sports, "I personally really enjoyed it. This is what racing should be all the time, in my opinion. This reminds me of the karting days when we were all on the limit. We could follow each other. With the DRS, we could actually stay very close to each other. With Carlos, it was really on the limit." Sainz insisted that it was a clean battle with his teammate, despite he was the one who was constantly under pressure. "We obviously knew that the car that is in DRS is always going to be feeling like it's the quicker car," said the Spaniard. "But at the same time, we know we were both fighting for a podium in Monza. So there was always going to be a bit of a fight, a bit of a battle. In the end, we kept it clean. There were a couple of nice moves here and there, tight battles. But I think today, honestly, I enjoyed battling Max Verstappen, battling Chico Perez, and battling Charles. I think it was a good day for F1, a good show, and I just did everything I could to stay in front, and it worked." Sainz conceded third was the best possible result, as Red Bull had prioritized its race pace over qualifying, and its extra downforce compared to the Ferraris stood it in good stead as it once again enjoyed superior tyre management. It was great to see two drivers in the same team contesting a position, using whatever tools they had at their disposal and just about staying on the right side of the driving standards. Vasseur offered a fascinating insight into the challenge he faced of keeping expectations in check, alleviating the pressure and ensuring every member of the team was on their game on a weekend where everything was about Ferrari. This was, after all, his first Grand Prix on home soil as Ferrari team principal. "Overall, it's a good weekend," said Vasseur. "It's a good weekend on the sporting side, probably provided the best from the beginning of the season. Emotionally, it was also a huge one for me. As you can imagine, I tried all the week to downplay a little bit the situation, to say to the guys, hey, we can't score more points in Monza than somewhere else, so let's take it a little bit easy. But when I arrived on Wednesday evening, and when you have hundreds of guys 3 days before the event with the red polo shirts, okay, it won't be easy to take it easy. You can't say that it's a normal one. I think it's completely unique. And for sure, as Ferrari team principal, it was a bit trying." On the positive side from this weekend, Ferrari put up a valiant fight and gave Red Bull as good a run for its money as it could. The car performed well, strategy was on point, and the drivers, especially Sainz, executed the race with distinction. On the negative side, this race reinforced the notion that Ferrari has built a one-horse pony for this year. They tried to reduce their straight-line speed deficiency from last year and instead ended up creating a niche car which functions well only in racetracks with certain characteristics: long straights punctuated by slow speed and sharp corners. The car is hit or miss on other circuits and is particularly abysmal in high downforce tracks, which expose the car's difficult balance and tyre-chewing aspect. Carlos Sainz's recent performance at Monza, holding back a faster Verstappen for 15 laps, truly illustrated his growing prowess and the mettle of a world-class driver. Maintaining composure while a more superior car is breathing down your neck requires more than just driving skills. It demands strategic insight, racecraft, and nerves of steel. It became clear, however, as the race progressed and tyre degradation kicked in, that while Sainz's skills are top-notch, the Ferrari's current setup does have its limits. The Scuderia has shown promise this season, but to truly challenge for championships, they need consistency across all tracks and conditions. The rumour mill in the F1 paddock is never silent, and Leclerc, being Ferrari's golden boy since his entry into the team, naturally created speculations around Sainz's future. But as any keen observer of the sport will prove, Sainz has more than proved his mettle and has consistently demonstrated that he deserves his place in the prancing horse's garage. A potential exit would not just be a loss for Ferrari, but would also shake the dynamics of the driver market. Rumours of Audi's interest in the Spaniard only underline his stature in the racing community. And while Ferrari is a dream seat for any driver, an offer from a brand with the legacy and ambition of Audi would certainly give pause for thought. Ferrari's best play undoubtedly is to ensure both Sainz and Leclerc have long-term contracts inked, securing a potent driver lineup that can push the team back to its winning ways. Given Sainz's current form and rising stock, he's undoubtedly in a strong position for any contract negotiations, whether with Ferrari or any other interested party. It is imperative that before this year's end, Ferrari make a decision on its driver lineup going forward. They must decide where to put their money, and this should also influence the development direction their car is going to take. If you're betting your money on Charles, then you should accommodate his needs more when developing the next evolution of the car. Keeping things as they are, especially with both contracts simultaneously open in 2024, is only going to lead to disaster in the future. What do you think? Should Ferrari keep one driver or both? Let us know in the comments below, and we will see you in the next one.